All right, at this point, we did our organizer, we did our opening paragraph, we did body 1, body 2, body 3. We're down to our rebuttal and our clincher. We should have hopefully about 7 or 8 minutes left at this point to do a quick rebuttal and then go right into a quick conclusion at this point. So we're about 23 minutes in. Now, when you take the actual ACT, the only time they give you a warning is at 5 minutes. So if you're doing this right, you should get your warning right when you're in the middle of your rebuttal. Okay, we want to make sure we get this rebuttal in here. The reason it's so important to get a rebuttal into your paper, on the ACT rubric, there specifically identifies if you want a 4 or a 5, you really have to address the other side's argument. And that's exactly what we're going to do in our rebuttal paragraph. All right, when you write a rebuttal, it's actually fairly simple. The first thing you do is you want to state the opinion of the other side in your topic sentence. If you remember when I had you do that quick organizer, I had you do OS, one position of the other side, one argument the other side is going to make. I did that so when we get to our rebuttal, we can shoot it down. Make sure to identify the other side. Some people think, or others believe, some sort of phrase like that to make it clear that it's not you who thinks this, it's somebody else. Now, after you've identified the other side's opinion, you can either shoot down the other side's argument automatically, or you can concede that they may have a point. When you concede something, you admit that you admit. So if you admit they have a point, make sure to explain why they're still wrong overall. This is a highly effective argumentative strategy because what you're doing is you're recognizing, you know what, I'm not 100% right. The other side is kind of right about this. However, I still disagree for these reasons. And that's really what you want to do when you do a rebuttal. Finally, when we end the paragraph, we want to make sure we clearly come back to our point of view so it's very clear to our reader what position we are taking. All right, here's a sample rebuttal paragraph. Some people point out that there are many high-quality programs on television. Admittedly, creative shows such as Lost may inspire viewers to think imaginatively, and educational programs such as Biography may teach people about history. However, these shows are the exception to the rule. The vast majority of television program is a wasteland of mindless babble that does nothing but clutter our thoughts. When it comes to television as a whole, the bad outweighs the good. All right, let's look at how this person did this step by step. Some people point out that there are many high-quality programs on television. In that first sentence, identify who the other side is. Some people. And identify one argument that the other side would make. Not a bunch of arguments, one argument the other side would make. So some people point out there are many high-quality programs on television. Here is the other side's argument, high-quality TV. Now what they did, which I think is really strong, they conceded a point. Here's a good transition when you're conceding a point. Admittedly, creative shows such as Lost may inspire viewers to think imaginatively, and educational programs such as Biography may teach people about history. This is called conceding a point. When you concede a point, you say, you know what? You're not so bad over there on the other side. You're kind of right about this. I kind of agree with you on this point. All right? But what comes next is the most important part, the however statement. Admittedly, creative shows such as Lost may inspire viewers to think imaginatively, and educational programs as Biography may teach people about history. However, these shows are the exception to the rule. When you do your however statement, this is where you're saying, you know what? I kind of agree with you here. However, you're still wrong overall for this reason. These shows are the exception to the rule. What that means is there's only a few shows like this. Most stuff is garbage. Most stuff on TV is garbage. The vast majority of television program is a wasteland of mindless babble that does nothing but clutter our thoughts. So right here's your counter argument, your rebuttal. When it comes to television as a whole, the bad outweighs the good. Your last statement is back to your point of view. So you want to come back to your position at the end. So when you do this rebuttal, it's actually pretty easy. Identify the other side and one argument they're going to make. Concede a point. Use a transition like admittedly to concede a point to them. Then go into a however statement. However, here's why you're still wrong. Give your counter argument. Finally, come back to your point in that last sentence. When it comes to television, the whole, the bad outweighs the good. All right. A rebuttal should be pretty quick and easy to do. I usually tell people it shouldn't take you much more than about 4 minutes. You've got 4 minutes to do your rebuttal. Go to it.